Why did Stalin build a post-war Soviet sphere of influence? Imagine a world torn apart by war, with new powers rising and old alliances shattered. After World War II, one leader aimed to shape the future of Europe and beyond. That leader was Joseph Stalin. His goal was not just to rebuild the Soviet Union but to create a zone of control that would keep the USSR safe and powerful for years to come. Stalin believed that, by surrounding the Soviet Union with friendly, communist-led governments, he could prevent future invasions. This was especially important because Russia had a long history of being invaded from the West. The fear of another attack made him want a buffer zone of allied states. Stalin's strategy involved installing communist leaders in countries liberated by the Red Army in Eastern Europe. These leaders pledged loyalty to Moscow and followed Soviet policies. This created a bloc of countries under Soviet political and economic control. Stalin saw this as a way to spread communism beyond Russia's borders. He thought that because the Soviet Union had played a key role in defeating Nazi Germany, it deserved to dominate these smaller nations. This was similar to how Western powers had built empires after their victories. The Soviet sphere of influence spread over Eastern and Southeastern Europe. Russia's language, economic ideas, and political systems were imposed on these countries. The Soviets made treaties and used control mechanisms to keep these nations close. They also demanded reparations and resources, which flowed mainly into Soviet industries. Stalin wanted to build a Soviet empire that was as strong as Britain and France's colonial empires. He aimed to make the USSR a major global power. This plan was driven by Stalin's view of the world, shaped by repeated invasions and the Cold War rivalry with the West. He saw the post-war period as a chance to secure Soviet borders forever. Stalin believed that the only way to do this was to control Eastern Europe completely. His actions set the stage for the Cold War, a long struggle between the Soviet Union and Western countries. In the end, Stalin built a post-war sphere of influence to protect the Soviet Union, spread communism, and establish the USSR as a superpower. This strategy changed the world's political map and left a lasting mark on history.